Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Yus. My name is Muhammad Muiz Husni bin Muhammad Rabani, Pneumatic 1200766. And now I'll present about negotiable instrument. And my topic is nature of bill exchange. Firstly, objective of this study is we have to identify the definition bill of exchange. And next, we have to understand the function of bill of exchange and their practice. And lastly, know the essential characteristic of the bill of exchange. Firstly, we go to the definition. In the section 3, number 1, a bill of exchange is an unconditional order in writing, addressed by one person to another, signed by the person giving it, requiring the person to whom it is addressed to pay on demand or at a fixed or determinable future time a sum certain in money to, or to the order of a specific person or to the bearer. And the explanation is a bill of exchange mean a bill drawn by a person directing another person to pay the specific sum of money to another person at a proper time and a place. A bill of exchange is of a real use if it is accepted by the person directed to the pay the amount. And now we go to the function and practice. Firstly, the function is allow a seller of a product or services to get payment as quickly as possible, while allowing the customer to delay a payment for a period of time. It also a way of a borrowing to meet a short-term financial demand, while allowing a lender to make a loan without putting up any of their own money. And next, we go to the parties. There are three parties that are available in a bill of exchange. The first is the drawer person who gives the order. Second is the drawee who is become the acceptor when they sign the bill. Number three is the payee, a person to whom payment is to be made. And next, we go to the characteristic of a bill of exchange. Firstly, they must have an unconditional order, and the bill of exchange must be in writing. And number three, they must have addressed by one person to another. And number four is signed by the person giving it, and a sum certain in money. The bill of exchange must have a consideration and a capacity to contract. And lastly is they must have a date of bill. We go to the unconditional order. In section 3, number 3, an order to pay out of a particular fund is not unconditional within the meaning of this section, but an unqualified order to pay a coupled with. Number A, an indication of a particular fund out of which the drawee is to reimburse himself or a particular account to be debited with the amount. Or B, a statement of the transaction which gave rise to the bill is unconditional. Next, we go to the legal principle and the case. The case is about a cooperative export vereniging Big Ufa U.A versus a Maha syndicate. The fact is, the defendant were acceptor of a three bill of exchange. They considered that each of key document having been drawn and specified at 60 days side of a D in A. On arrival of a steamer, pay this first of exchange to the order of a Amsterdamse bank N.V. Beach Bank, Rotterdam, for collection, or not an unconditional order to pay on demand or at a fixed determinable future time, but were specific to be payable on a contingency and were therefore not bills of exchange. The help for this case is firstly, the operative word in each bill are D per A, which means document released against acceptance. Consequently, the defense contention that payment was conditional on arrival of the steamer is appealed. Second, the acceptance by the defendant of the document bound them to pay. In summary case, it was held that the phrase "payable on site" written on the bill of exchange constitute an unconditional order. Secondly, the bill of exchange must be valid names and address of both parties. In section 5.6, number 1 of the BEA state that the drawee of the bill must be named with the reasonable certainty. In section 6.2 further state that there cannot be alternate non-partner drawees named on the bill. Furthermore, the bill must be made payable. Section 813 clearly states the need for this requirement. And lastly, for the conclusion, the term "unconditional" in this context means unqualified order to pay out or a certain fund or statement, or the order to make a payment is a unconditional. And secondly, if the bill of exchange have another order, it will be considered as a conditional, and the bill of exchange will be void. That's all for me. Thank you.